Anyong. Alright, so ayan. Annyeonghaseyo. Ayun, annyeonghaseyo nga talaga. Ayan. Annyeonghaseyo everyone. Ayan. Ayan. Uribun, annyeonghaseyo. Ayan. So again, this is your Sir Gel. So our discussion for tonight will be animal science, which is the ultimate final coaching. Okay, so our discussion for tonight will be animal anatomy and physiology, which is lumalabas talaga siya sa board exam. Okay, so there are I have these common terms, yung mga common terms na kailangan din natin tandaan kasi lumalabas yun siya sa board exam. But I am not going to discuss it here kasi it will take too much time kasi sa terms. So yung terms po ay dapat kayo na po ang nagsa-study. That self-study na po talaga yun kasi it depends on you on how you are going to familiarize the terminologies in animal science. Okay, so the file will be sent sa group chat or you can access it in the description box below dito sa YouTube channel. Okay, so ayan, ngayon let's have our discussion in animal science. Okay, ultimate final coach. Actually ito yung major ni Jason eh. Sino ba yung mga major ng animal science dito? Yeah, actually, Jason is one of the major niya is animal science. Kahit siya nga sabi niya pa, kahit sir ako major ako ng animal science, pero yung iba hindi ko pa talaga na-encounter yan. Tama po kayo kasi yung iba niyan ay hindi po tinuturo ng teacher ninyo kasi because they are following prospectus. Okay, they're following the syllabus given by the school. Yun. Yan po ay, kaya po nga hindi basta-basta natiteach yan ng teacher sa inyo. Okay, there is a specific na subject for that. Okay? So now let's focus to animal science, which is these are the topics that we are going to discuss for tonight. So madami-dami po talaga ang discussion natin for tonight. We will finish the entire anatomical and physiological of farm animals. Okay? So ibig sabihin, we have nervous system, endocrine system, cardiovascular system, lymphatic system, respiratory system, the digestive system, excretory system, reproductive system, and we have also thermoregulation na kailangan natin i-discuss for tonight. Okay, so and then, but before that, before these topics na i-discuss po natin, so mag-start po muna tayo sa anatomy. Anatomy, yan. We know, pag sinabing anatomy, it is the study of the form or structure. Okay, form or structure. Pag sinabi mong form or structure, it means like pag sa bahay, sila yung haligi. Ganon. Pag sa bahay, sila yung haligi. No? It talks about the forms and structures. Okay? Forms and structures of the animal. Okay? So, para malaman natin, when it comes to the external anatomy and the internal anatomy of the animals. Okay? So, yan po ay ating pag-aaralan tonight. Okay? So, when it comes to external anatomy, ito yung structure na pag the word itself, external meaning nakikita mo sa labas. Okay? Ito yung this type of structures that can be found outside the body. Okay? Which is integral part or important part siya ng organ systems that is located internally. Kasi yung purpose talaga ng external anatomy is to cover up or to protect what is in the internal anatomy. Okay, what is in the organ, to protect our organs inside of our body or the body of animals. Okay, so generally the external anatomy is the main function is also protection and covering. Okay, such as meron tayong feathers, mga plumage, hair, horn, skin, etc. They are protecting and covering the organs, okay, in our internal anatomy. And we have also external anatomy is used for digestion, like sa mouth, beak, bill, snout, muzzle, etc. Okay, so that is for digestion when it comes to external anatomy. Pag sinabi namang sensation, no, such as sa skin, sa nostrils, sa nose, eyes and ears, sensation, like sa senses, yun. Oh, akala ko ba, si agent, dito pala. Annyeonghaseyo. Yan, annyeong. Ayan, so, Next, we have external anatomy when it comes to aesthetic, like comb, wattles, and feathers. No, they are under aesthetic, no, kasi ginagamit po sila yung mga comb, wattles, ginagamit po sila like for ornamental type or pang design lang gana. So that is external anatomy. Okay? So pag sinabing external, outside the body, protecting the organ systems inside or located internally. Pa. Sensation kasi eh. Ayan, next is hindi na naman nag-write si sir. Yan, external, outside, internal, inside. Yan. Pag internal anatomy naman, ito yung sinasabi natin organs and organ systems which functions in a well-coordinated manner to enable survive, growth, and reproduction. Yun, survive, growth, survival, growth, and reproduction. So what is the main? No, what is the main functions of this internal anatomy? Pag sinabi internal anatomy, hindi agad-agad, sir, lungs. Hindi ganun ha. Lungs is not under anatomy, no? Inside pala. It's not under anatomy. That's under physiological aspects of the farm animals. Okay? So, pag sinabi anatomical, internal anatomical, we have what we call the thoracic cavity. So, ano yung mga thoracic cavity? We have the lungs, the heart. So, that is under thoracic cavity. No? Thoracic cavity, kumbaga, si thoracic cavity po, siya yung nagpo-protect kay lungs tsaka kay heart. Okay? And then, si abdominal cavity naman, siya yung nagpo-protect kay stomach, kay small intestine, kay pancreas, kay liver, kay spleen, kay large intestines, kay kidneys, yon, etc. Okay? And then, pag pelvic cavity naman, saan nakikita sa pelvic? Dito po sa may bandang puwet. Okay? Sa may bandang puwet, dyan po si pelvic cavity that is used to protect for the reproductive organs, especially sa mga babae pagbuntis ang mga babae, pag nabuntis tayong mga babae. Charat! Yan. Nangarap na naman. Yan. Nabuntis tayong mga babae, no? Yan po, that we have our pelvic, okay, our pelvic bone that is protecting our baby inside of our inside of our uterus. Okay, or uterine horn. Okay, so that is what we call internal anatomy. Okay, so wag kalimutan yan, ha? Okay, so now I'm going to discuss to you what can you see here is the image. Okay, kasi may lumalabas kasi sa exam nito last year. There were a question, may questions po regarding on the vertebral or parts of the vertebral column. Okay, so parts of the animal vertebral column, may lumabas po na tanong doon, which is ang tamang sagot doon is sacrum or sacral. Always remember, so let's start first with the first vertebral column, which is the cervical. Diba, diniscuss ko na to sa inyo, pag cervical, meaning it is attached the neck and the head. Na-attach ang neck at saka si head. Okay? So in the head and neck, andyan po sa loob si atlas and axis. Sino nga ba sila? Si atlas ang axis po. Sila po yung responsible for the movement. Yung, for the pag, ano tawag dyan? Yung parang ganun, yung pag gumalaw, hindi masyadong rough, ganon. Yung pag gumalaw ka, di ba? Pag gumagalaw ka sa neck mo, magalaw mo lang. Yon. So that is the work of atlas. Parang bearing, yung ganon. Isa ganon. Ito yung atlas, ito yung axis, parang gumaganon-ganon para ma-move. Gets? Parang ma-move siya. So that is what we call atlas and axis. Ayon. So that is a cervical vertebra. Huwag kalimutan ha, that is a cervical vertebra. Okay? And next is we have the thoracic vertebra. The thoracic vertebra is where the ribs attach. Okay? Or the thoracic cavity attach. Saan naka-attach ang ribs? Sa thoracic vertebra. Huwag kalimutan ha, that ribs is attached to the thoracic vertebra here. So dito parte na to, ibig sabihin, andito yung mga ribs. Okay? Andito yung mga ribs. So that is under thoracic vertebra. Okay? Pag sa lumbar naman, ito yung tinatawag nating sa baboy, it's loin part, which is, yun yung pinaka-fleshy part. You know what's fleshy part? Yan yung part na malaman, wala masyadong buto. Yun yung gustong-gustong bilhin ng mga tao, yung loin part, which is the lumbar vertebra. Sa baba niyan is it's a loin part, which is bone, parang less ang bone, yan, less ang bone dyan, maraming laman, ayun, maraming laman, yun, saka less din yung fats, gano'n. So yun yan ang gustong-gustong bilhin ng mga tao, okay, kasi nga, maraming konti lang ang bones, tapos, pagbilhin mo, hindi masyadong mabigat, ayun, so hindi sila malugi, pag gano'n, okay? So, and then, we have also, another thing is the sacrum. Our sacrum is also known as sacral. So last year, lumabas ito sa board exam. Okay? Sacrum or sacral. Iisa lang po yan sila, ha? Sacrum or sacral. Iisa lang po yan sila. So what is the work of sacrum and sacral? This is where the pelvic cavity sits. Okay? Diyan po nakaupo si pelvic cavity. Diyan po located si pelvic cavity. Ano nga ba yung trabaho ni pelvic cavity? Ang trabaho ni pelvic cavity is to protect the reproductive organs. Okay? So yun po. Di ba pag pag nahulog tayo tapos nauna yung puwit natin, masakit? Pag nakaka-feel tayo yung parang buto sa puwit natin, masakit. So that means your pelvic girdle, okay, your pelvic girdle or your sacrum vertebra is nasasaktan. It's in pain. Okay? Now, and lastly, we have the coccygeal. Always remember, coccygeal vertebra is only for or appropriate for tail. Okay? Or buntot. Tail or buntot. Huwag kalimutan. It is only for tail or buntot. Coccygeal is only for tail and buntot. I don't know what will be the question given siguro sa board exam. Pero iba na ngayon kasi ang formulation ng board exam. Kasi merong estudyante sa akin na nagbigay, sir, ito yung mga lumabas na questions, sir. 15 items, no? Nagbigay siya ng 15 items. So don't worry because gagawaan ko siya ng rationale para sa last minute review ay ma-reviewed natin yun. So isa ito sa mga tanong na nandoon. So sabi ko, okay, may lumabas pala talagang anatomy. No, may lumabas pala sa, yes sir, meron talagang lumabas na anatomy. Actually, dalawa yung anatomy dyan. May lumabas daw na, if I'm not mistaken, ano sinabi niya? Pneumatic bone ba yun? Yun, so yung isa sabi niya, pneumatic bone. Sabi ko, yung pneumatic bone, that is only for the birds to fly. Yun, kasi that is a bone specialized for the birds to fly because there is a tawag dyan, parang may airspace sa loob ng bone. Yon. So, that is what we call bone. So, yan ha. Yan ang isipin ninyo. Yan yung kasi yan ang basic din sa anatomy. Yan yung dapat na alamin ninyo. Ay, sir, para na kaming veterinary. So, wag na magreklamo. Wag na magreklamo. Parang siguro matapos natin ang animal science, mga veterinary na siguro kayo. Ganon. So, kulang na lang magturo si sir ng surgical and operations sa inyo, no? Sorry, hindi kasi licensed si sir na veterinary, but I know how to do surgical and operations because of... Hi, Doc Kim. Ayan. If you are watching this, Doc Kim, Dr. Kim is one of my mentor and my coach. She really mold me into kasi my weakness, ito ha, sabihin ko sa inyo, sir, magaling ka na kasi sa animal science. Lagi ko naririnig yan eh. Sa totoo lang po, ang pinaka-weakness ko talaga kaya ang rason, hindi ako, pag after ko nag-graduate, hindi ako nag-take ng board exam. Because my weakness is animal science. Kasi nung animal science ko, yung animals kasi namin nung panahon namin, pinapadrawing lang kami ng digestive tract, reproductive system, hindi naman ako marunong mag-drawing, hindi naman ako nag-enroll sa agriculture para drawing lang drawing, parang architecture. So, syempre yun. Yun lang ang ginawa namin. Tapos nag-identify lang kami ng parts. That's why, when it comes to parts, pag parts sa mga physiological animal, yan, marunong ako kasi nga, nasanay kami sa pag-identify sa parts and also the function of that. Pero when it comes to like deep study on it, hindi po kami nag-study noon. Even nga sa pag-slaughter, yan, nag-slaughter ng chicken. Alam ko hindi lang man ako nakakaranas niyan, but also lahat po tayo nakakaranas ng ganyan. Kasi some of our teachers do not mind about our future Yun. Some ha, sinasabi ko some, hindi lahat. Some of the teachers, parang wala lang sa kanila. Maka-work lang sila, ganun, makaturo lang sila, but there's no credibility and quality education. Yun. So ito ang laging yung tandaan ha. These are the vertebrae that you need to know. The 5 vertebrae, five types of vertebrae. First is the cervical, which is connected the neck and the head. Nandiyan si atlas and axis, which is the one that is responsible for friction. Yon. Meron na daw room assignment sa Baguio. Ano nyo na, sa Baguio. May room assignment na po raw. Check nyo. Check nyo, baka wala pangalan nyo. Yon. So, ayun. So, si Atlas and Axis po, the purpose, para yun, natandaan ko na. Si Atlas and Axis po, the purpose is that they are responsible for friction. Yon, for friction. Para pag galong-galong, pag galaw-galaw mo sa neck mo, hindi ka maano, hindi ka, hindi ako makagalaw, may step back ako. Yung gano'n. So, yan. Hindi po gano'n, no? Para hindi tayo siya out of friction. So, parang meron siyang sariling, may parang lubricated sa loob. Meron siyang lubricated. And then we have thoracic vertebra where the ribs is attached and then protecting the, it's protecting the lungs and the heart. Okay? And we have also the lumbar vertebra. The lumbar vertebra, which is, loin part, the part that is more meat and less bones. Yan, ganon. Ganoon yung sabi ko talaga. Yan yung pinaka-part na mas masarap siya, magandang bilhin kasi maraming laman. Tsaka less din ang fats dyan, part. Sa loin. Okay? It is, there's no ribs attached on it. Okay? Kasi ang ribs nasa taas lang man. Sa baba, wala. Diba? Kahit sa atin, di ba ma-feel natin dito sa baba, we can stretch it, like makapag-bend tayo dito sa baba, malapit sa sacral or sa sacral vertebra or sa sacrum vertebra. Kasi, because of the lumbar. Lumbar doesn't have a bone na para magbigay sa atin ng limitation. No, wala siyang para magbigay ng limitation. So, parang binibigay niya, it's unlimited flexibility, ganun. Basta wag lang masira yung vertebra column. Okay? And we have also sacral or sacrum where the pelvic regions or pelvic girdle is located. So pelvic girdle is used for to protect the reproductive organs. And then we have lastly the coccygia, which is only appropriate for tail. So that is coccygia. I don't know kung ilang vertebra column ang meron dyan. So, hindi ko nabasa kung ilang bones. Pero hindi naman kailangan yun kasi hindi naman tayo veterinary. Pag veterinary siguro kailangan malaman yun. Okay, so next is we have this what we call the directional terms of the animals. Ito, lumalabas ito sa board exam. Yung kanilang directional terms. You do not know, baka it's either of the two. It's either vertebral ang lalabas or directional terms. Nasa dalawa lang yan kasi dyan lang yan ang paikot-ikot. Okay, so we have dorsal and then ventral. If you're going to cut the animal into 4, make it into half or crosswise or make it into half also, pababa, pa horizontal, parang parang lengthwise, ganun. So, ganun, pag ang nangyari, ganyan. So, pag ang taas po, pag sinabing towards to the back to the back portion, pataas po siya, that is dorsal part. Okay? Pag sa baba naman po, that is ventral. Ano yan, parang like andoon yung sa sa animals pa yan, diyan makikita sa ventral part yung mga tawag nating mga nipples. Yon, yung mga nipples kung saan dumedede yung mga anak. So sa ventral part yan. Okay? Pero sa dorsal yan yung back portion. And then towards the head, directional to the head, that is cranial. Okay, that is cranial. And we have also caudal. Okay, caudal that is, okay, and we have caudal that is towards, okay, towards the tail. Okay, cranial, caudal, then dorsal, and then ventral. Okay, so that is what we call the directional terms for animal. Okay, pag sa paa naman po, Sir, bakit ang rabbit classified as poultry? Bakit ang rabbit classified as poultry? Do they have wings? Sige, try ko search yan. Basta pagkakaalam ko, rabbit can be a substitute for a pork. sa pork. Can be a substitute of can be a substitute of pork. Yun, alam ko lang yung lapan, yun, can be a substitute of pork. Yun, so try ko lang i-search yan. So what that is, yan. So caudal towards the tail, cranial towards the head, dorsal sa back portion, and then the ventral part is where the nipples, yan. Pag sa paa naman, we have the proximal, yung upper, we have what we call the kneecap or tuhod. Pag pataas, that is proximal, go towards the breast, okay. Towards breast, that is proximal. Pag towards the paw, that is distal. Okay, pababa po, pababa. Downward, distal, upward, proximal. Okay, lumalabas po yan sa board exam, so huwag kalimutan, ha? Okay, so ano pa ang kailangan pag-aralan sa anatomy? So actually, there are what we call types of bones. We know naman ang bones, bones structure, yan. Types, but there are types of bones. So, what are the types of bones? Okay, so we have short bones. Yan, short bones, sesamoid bones, long bones, flat bones, okay, flat bones, and irregular bones. Okay, irregular bones. Okay, pag sinabi mong short bones, those are bones that you can see in your finger. This one here, yung maliliit na yan. Okay, mga, anong tawag din? Conical bones, yan. Ang tawag po niyan ay mga maliliit yan sa fingers natin. Kaya ang tawag po niyan ay short bones. Yan. Itong wrist natin, that is a short bones. Dito, ito, short bones ito eh. Yan, mga maliliit na part. So that is short bones. Pag sinabi naman nating sesamoid bones, example po ng sesamoid bones natin is yung, yung kneecap, yung tuhod. Or also known, kneecap, tuhod, patella. Yun. Maraming tawag sa kanya eh, di ba? Sesamoid bones siya kasi it is not attached to the bones. Or bones to bones. It is attached to the tissue or muscle. Ganun. So, that is sesamoid bones. And we have also long bones. O, ano ba yung long bones? Example ng long bones, we have the femur, humerus, ulna. O, ito, kasi mahaba ito. So, this is what we call long bones. Okay? Sorry. Wait lang ha. Okay. And then, pag sinabi naman nating flat bones, ito yung mga flat bones na parang nagpo-protect din siya no, sa ating mga organs. Example is yung ribs. Yung ribs natin, it is a flat bones. Yan. Flat bones po yung ribs natin ha, hindi siya long bones. A flat bones po yung ribs. Kahit sa animals, flat bones. Yan. Ano pa? Cranium. Yung cranium dito. Okay? We have the cranium. Yung cranium po ay yun ang tawag po sa box ng skull. Okay? Yun po ang tawag. That's the cranium. Okay? On the base of the cranium, andyan po makikita si hypothalamus. Yun. Makikilala niyo naman sa hypothalamus mamaya-maya. Yun. So, and then, we have also irregular bones. Ano ba yung mga irregular bones? Yun po yung sa backbone natin. Di ba pansin niyo yung backbone natin? From the top, malalaki. Tapos pag bumababa, maliliit na siya. So because irregular bones siya. Pag sinabing irregular bones, ibig sabihin it doesn't have the same sizes and shape. Basta irregular bone siya. Pag irregular bones, pag sabing irregular, hindi shape, ano siya, unidentified or random shaping, ganon, right? Random shaping and random sizes. So that is irregular bones, okay? Naintindihan ba ninyo? And we have another bones, yung tinatawag na pneumatic bones. Pneumatic bones po yun, PNEU, that is pneumatic bones, a bones that is specialized only for birds, for flying. Kasi nga, the pneumatic bone has its own air space sa loob, para, it's like buya, ano yun, tawag term na, buoyance ba yun? Tayran. Parang ganon, ang term na, meron siyang air sa loob, like sa water lily, oo, ganon. Meron siyang air spaces sa loob para lumutang, floating. So, ang birds ganon din. Tapos, iba din ang birds sa yung pag sa flight nila. Mas mabigat po yung breast nila. Okay, mas mabigat po yung breast nila kaysa sa katawan. Okay, yun po yung sa pneumatic bone. Okay? Nagets na ninyo? Nagets ninyo? Sir, masyado ka pong mabilis. So, tomorrow morning, you can access this video and watch it all over again, ha? Para maintindihan ninyo. Kaya lumalabas yan sa exam. Baka lalabas din ito sa exam. Idadagdag ko na lang. Okay? We know naman, pag joints, ibig sa, pag bones, pag pinag-usapan ng bones, meron din joints, di ba? So, meron din joints dapat. Actually, diniscuss ko na to sa inyo nung last. Ito yung unang subject pala natin last February. Yan. February, March. Ito pala yung animal science. So, we have what we call tendon. Okay. Tendon. We have also ligaments. Can you still remember this, Jason?
Tendons, ligaments, cartilage.
Cartilage. Okay. Now, anong pinagkaiba ng mga joints na to? Baka lumabas ito sa board exam. Kasi nga, under anatomy din ito. Okay? So, yung mga bago pa lang na, yung mga bago pa lang po na hindi pa na-discuss nyo, ibig sabihin ng tendons, ligaments, cartilage po, makinig po kayo ng mabuti, ha? Kasi po, medyo tricky-tricky ko konti tayo dito. So, pag sinabi mong tendon, okay, it is a tendon that band of tissue. It is a band of tissue that connects muscle to bone. Yan ang to-connect sa muscle to bone. See? Tendon. It is a bundle of tissues that connects muscle to bone. Muscle to bone. Okay? So, yan po ang trabaho ni tendon. Kaya kumakain kayo ng chicken, di ba? Pag kumakain kayo ng chicken, minsan, pag ginano nyo yung ako nga minsan, pag ako, grabe yung cartilage, ang laki. Ganun ako, ang tigas. Tapos pag minsan, tignan mo yung tendons, napakakapal, ganun. So, yung estudyante, sabi ni Sir, teka lang ma-identify. No, if you will be my students in face-to-face class, like sa regular class tayo, no, ipa-identify ko talaga kayo. Okay, bring 1 kilo of chicken here. 1 kilo of chicken yung, or bring a live chicken, tapos kayo ang magsa-slaughter nun. Kayo magsa-slaughter, tapos i-identify lahat ng parts. Sure mo lang ako. Sure mo talaga ako. Ano na kayo? Magaling na kayo. Di ba? Sus, kung lang. Yun lang. So, sige lang. Kung ako makapagturo ako ng animal science, ganyan ang gagawin ko. Magdadissect kami. Magdadissect. Ipa-identify ko lahat ng bones. Okay, next. You have ligaments. Okay, so the ligament, it is an elastic type. Para siyang elastic type. Bakit siya elastic type? Kasi ito yung band of tissue. It is also a band of tissue because this is also a joint that connects bone to bone. Okay, it is connects bone to bone and provides stability to the joint. For example, itong nasa kamay natin ngayon, di ba? That is example of ligaments. Okay, it is connect bone to bone. Okay? Bone to bone. It is an elastic type band of tissue kasi nga it connects bone to bone. Okay? So yan lang kailangan yung tandaan. Kasi pag sa board exam lumabas yan lang yung kailangan yung hanapin doon sa link word niya. Okay? And then we have also cartilage. Ano ba yung cartilage? Yung characteristic po ng cartilage is soft. Na it is soft, tapos it is like a gel. Okay, it's a gel-like. Okay, ganoon na lang. It's a gel-like padding between the bones. Okay, it's like a padding that between that bones. Okay, bones that protects joints and facilitates movement. Example, ganito. It's like padding. You know what's padding sa puwet? Ganon. Example, ito yung bones. Okay, ito yung bones. And then ito din yung bones. Okay? So, sino ba dyan si cartilage? Si cartilage yung sa gilid. Yan. Yan sa gilid si cartilage. Okay, so that's the work of cartilage. The work of cartilage is, soft kasi yan siya. It's a soft. Para kung mag-move tayo, pag mag-movement sa paa, yan, pag mag-movement po, hindi natatanggal. Yon. Kasi, cartilage is soft. Okay? Soft ang cartilage kasi. And then, it is gel-like. And then, meron din na, na may nabasa ako na ang cartilage po daw ay nagpuproduce din ng lubrication. Hindi ko alam ng oil ba yung, parang nagbibigay siya ng lubrication doon sa nagpo-produce ng lubrication yung cartilage para pag movement, when it comes to friction, hindi tayo like, ang sakit talaga ng tuhod ko, ganun, arthritis na ganun. Sa friction, dahil sa friction, no, yon para tuloy-tuloy, no, hindi nagagasgas, di tuloy-tuloy yung paglakad. So that is what we call cartilage. Okay? O, yan lang ang pag-uusapan natin sa anatomy. Pag may lumabas dyan, swerte. O, pero last year lumabas ang vertebra. Hindi ko alam kung lumabas ba ang joints. Tanungin natin si Stephanie. Lumabas ba ang joints, Stephanie?
Kalimutan ko na, sir.
Na. Okay. Kalimutan ko na, sir. Okay. Sino pa nakakatanda? Si Ma'am Jo, natandaan mo ba? May lumabas na tendons, ligaments, cartilage.
Meron dati, sir, pero hindi ganun hindi ko na matandaan din eh. Matagal na ako nag-exam, sir.
Parang sabay ata tayo eh. Pero sa part-time natin, meron yan, lumabas sila.
Meron po.
Yun. Okay. So, that is for anatomy. Ayan. So, paglamas yan sa exam, yun. Alam niyo, may nakita ako sa ibang GC. Ang sabi ng admin doon, sabi niya, ng admin, ipagdasal ninyo na walang anatoming lalabas kasi daw, tricky daw yung anatomy kasi marami daw pag-aaralan sa anatomy. Hindi naman lahat yun pag-aaralan mo sa anatomy. Ito lang yung mga bagay-bagay na dapat mong pag-aaralan sa anatomy kasi we are only discussing the external and the internal anatomy. Hindi na yung mga nerves, yung pinag-uusapan, hindi na kayon. Okay? So, yun lang. Huwag naman talaga ipagdasal na walang anatomy. Malay mo, kung walang anatomy, tapos puro para nutrition lahat, walang anatomy, pero puro nutrition lahat, mapatay ka. Pero for me is, hindi ko alam nung gagawin. For me, mas okay pa sa akin lumabas anatomy. Mas okay pa siya sa akin lumabas anatomy. Wag lang nutrition. Nakakalito kasi yung characteristics ng diseases ng animal pathology. Nakakalito yun. Oo, nakakalito. Pero don't worry kasi go tayo. Go. Okay, so by next year siguro makakapag-discuss na ako more specifically bawat farm animals sa zootechnics. Yan, gagamitan ko na ng libro ng zootechnics. Isa-isahin ko siya para yung mga manonood talagang, sir, ayan, sir, baka pwede kayo makahingi ng sorry, hindi lang bibigay ng presentation. Kaya bibigay ng presentation. Ayun. So, next is, let's proceed to, this is what we call the physiology. Pagkatulong akong introduction ng physiology. Ayan. So, okay, when we talk about physiology, pag sinabing physiology, it is the study of function. Okay? Ito yung study ng function of the parts or organ systems of the body. The study of functions of living matter provides the means by which environmental stimuli are perceived and body reactions occur. So, yan po yan nalalaman kay physiology. Yan. So, we are now going deeply sa physiology. Okay? So, meron lang talaga part like example reproductive system, hindi ko siya masyadong ma-explain it sa inyo ngayon. Unless kung babalik kayo doon sa discussion talaga natin sa reproductive system when we were in a regular session, pwede nyo kung gusto nyo talagang i-master yon. Okay? But for me, yung floating lang ng mga terminologies ang usually lumalabas ang kailangan nating i-discuss. Okay? And we have this what we call homeostasis. Are you familiar with the word homeostasis? Homeostasis. Homeostasis. Ano niya ibig sabihin ng homeostasis? Nalagay ko dito. Homeostasis. Yan. Have you encountered this word? Homeostasis?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Homeostasis.
Okay. Pag sinabing homeostasis, it means that yan po ay maintenance of static or constant condition, okay, ng isang hayop sa kanyang sa internal environment niya. Okay? Homeostasis, charot, is the maintenance of static or constant conditions in the internal environment. So that is homeostasis. It talks about the maintenance of the internal environment of the animals. Okay? So that is under physiology. Homeostasis. Okay. Next, did you get it? It's talk about the maintenance and internal environment. Pagkatawan natin, minsan pag nakaka-feel tayo ng uncomfortable, di ba like, ano ba yan? Uy, naiirita ako. Parang iba yung feeling ko, parang lalagnatin ako na hindi ko alam. That's what we call homeostasis. Ibig sabihin yung homeostasis mo ay nagkakaroon ng doubted, it's uncomfortable, imbalance yung iyong homeostasis. Okay? Imbalance siya. Now, let's proceed to the nervous system. We know that the nervous system and the basic unit of the nervous system is called neurons. Okay? Ano yung basic unit of nervous system? It is called neurons. Okay? Neurons po ang tawag sa pinakamaliit na tawag sa nervous system ay neurons. Okay? It is neurons. Okay? So neurons, the nervous system, it is specialized in the impulse conduction. Impulse conduction to relay, the relay of message. Impulse, yan, impulse, conduction, okay? Conduction, impulse conduction, that relay, okay, on the relay of the message para makapag-relay siya ng message, okay? So, impulse conduction to relay message, okay? From effector organs to the nervous system and vice versa, okay? Always remember that impulse conduction, impulse conduction, the relay of messages from effector to the central nervous system and vice versa is what we call the nervous system or the neurons. Okay? So what do you call a gap? No, a gap that between neurons to neurons. Okay? Anong tawag doon? No, meron yan parang ganito eh. Ganyan, tapos ugat-ugat.
Synapse.
Very good. Synapse. Lumalabas yan sa exam eh. Yung ganyan, ganyan, tapos ganyan. Ganyan, di ba? Ang forma. So yung bawat ano na yan, yung bawat spaces na nakikita ninyo, ang tawag dyan ay synapse. Okay? Synapse is a gap between the two neurons. Example, isang neurons dito, sa kabilang neurons. Ito, isang neurons, tapos sa kabila, no? Ang gap na tawag po dyan ay synapse. Okay, lumalabas yan sa board exam. Ang gap na tawag sa dalawang neurons ay synapse. Okay? It is where the nerve impulse are transmitted from one nerve cell to another. Okay? Ito yung time na nagsisend ng message from this cell to another nerve cell. Okay? So that is what we call nervous system. Okay? So the impulse conduction, that according to the direction of the impulse conduction, the nervous system has 3 types of neurons. So we have what we call afferent neurons. Okay? Afferent neurons. A-N na lang lalagay ko. Afferent neurons. And we have the efferent neurons. Okay? And we have lastly the interneurons. Okay? So, makinig mabuti ha, bago jot down, makinig muna sa akin, makinig muna kay sir, para hindi tayo malito. Kapag sinabing afferent neurons, ito po yung tinatawag nating sensory organs. Anong sensory organs? Ibig sabihin, pag kinurot ka, makaka-feel ka ng sakit. Ouch! Paano nga yung tunog? Paano yung tunog? Pag nakulit ka, pag naano ka, pag naka-feel ka ng sakit, siya. Hindi tayo monetize nito. Ayan, so, yun, like, nakaka-feel ka ng sakit, siya. Ayun, speaker kayo dyan, marinig ng mama ninyo, ng parents ninyo. Akala ko talaga review ka. Ganun, so, that is sensory neurons. No, that's what we call sensory organs. Always remember, afferent is a sensory neurons. Bakit? Kasi nga, nagtatransmit siya ng nerve impulses from the effector organ. So, what is the effector organ? That is in the epidermis. Like, pag natamaan ka, yun, pag nasaktan ka, pag pinalo ka, mafe-feel mo yan, right? Mafe-feel mo and directly magre-react si brain. Okay? Sino ang magre-react? It is directly. So, from the effector organ to the spinal cord or brain. So, dadaan, galing sa yan, pag kinurot ka, masakit lang, pag kinurot ka, ganun. Tapos directly, papunta siya doon sa spinal cord mo, and then si spinal cord mo, papunta siya doon sa brain, magko-connect siya, di ba? Always remember that according to the book that I also read na meron sabi doon that the impulse, yung message daw ng afferent, yung message ng nervous system ay tulad daw na katulad ng isang lightning strike ba yun? Nabasa ko. Hanapin natin yan. Kasi meron yung nabasa ko eh. Wait lang ha. The afferent neurons is like communication and is like, ano ba yun tawag doon? May term talaga siya, like, mas mabilis pa daw sa, ano yun? Mas mabilis pa siya sa, light ba yun ang term? Kalimutan ko na yung term talaga. Basta meron gano'n. Pag lumabas yun sa board exam, basta ang sagot doon ay light. Yun, light. Pag lumabas sa exam, mas mabilis pa daw sa light, yung gano'n. Mas mabilis pa daw sa light. Kasi nga, di ba pag nakaka-feel ka agad ng sakit, ouch, ganun. So, that is what we call afferent or sensory. So, galing sa labas, papunta sa loob sa brain. Okay? And then, we also have efferent. Efferent neurons is also known as motor neurons. Yan. Hindi yung motor ha na parts of insect entomology. Nakita ko yun talaga sa share ni Stephanie. Yun. Yung hindi yun ha, hindi yung yung motor, yung head, antennae, hindi yan. Okay. Yan, tapos na-identify talaga yung thorax tsaka abdomen. Ang galing ng taba ng utak ng Pilipino. No? Taba ng utak talaga ng mga Pinoy, no? So we have what we call efferent neurons, so also known as the motor neurons. Sino yan sila? Si motor neurons, siya yung nagtatransmit ng message away from the brain. Ibig sabihin, pag ano yung sinasaad ng brain mo, ginagawa ng iyong muscles or yung ng katawan mo. Pag sinabi ng utak mo na, na sumayaw ka, so sasayaw ka. So that is motor neurons. Ayan. So that is motor neurons. Yun. For skeletal, for moving, yon, motor neurons ang tawag doon. Okay? And we have the from brain going down to the spinal cord, towards the muscles. From the brain going to the different types of your muscles is what we call the efferent neurons or the motor neurons. Okay? Pag sensory naman, no, galing sa nasaktan ka, iniwan ka, yon, pinagpalit ka sa iba, yon, that is sensory or afferent neurons. Okay? So, transmit ng nerve pag nataktan ka talaga. Labis nang nasaktan ako. Ayun, so that is afferent neurons. And then, no, ang nagre-react ay si brain. Ayan. Okay. And then number 3 is the interneuron. So, interneurons is the conduct impulses from an afferent neuron within the central nervous system. Oh, conducted po, nagkakandak ng impulses from afferent. Saan? From the sensory organ, from the sensory neurons within the central nervous system. By the way, what is the central nervous system? Actually, central nervous system, it is a division of the nervous system. Okay? Ito ang pinaka-unique dito sa interneuron, special talaga kasi nga nagkakaroon ng connection or relationship with the central nervous system. Now, the question is, what is central nervous system? Actually, this is one of the divisions of nervous system. There are two divisions of the nervous system. We have the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. First is the central nervous system, which means ito yung main processing unit of the body. Okay? Ito yung pinaka-main processing unit niya. Okay? Kumbaga pa sa computer, ito yung CPU. Ayan. Ito yung CPU talaga, yung motherboard. Yan. So that is the main processing unit of the body. Okay? Which is the central nervous system. Okay? Yung estudyante ako, tinanong ko, what is the main processing unit of the body? Ang sinabi nila, heart. Pag yan lumabas sa board exam, tapos sa may choices doon, heart, sigurado ako isasagot yung heart. Kasi yung heart, feel processing, heart, dug, 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 dug. Ganon. So, processing unit yun, sir, kasi doon naman dumadaan yung blood. Bakit yung pagiging overthink mo, dumadaan ba sa heart? Iba po kasi yung pinag-uusapan natin, sir. Classic kasi yung pinag-uusapan natin. So, iba po yung overthink na kailangan sundin ang brain. Iba din po yung yung emotional na kailangan sundin na heart. Oh, ganun po yun. I don't know if I'm going to discuss here about love. Hindi na. Let's go. Let's proceed. Yun na. We have the central nervous system, which is known as the main purpose or the main processing unit of the body. So what it this includes? It includes the brain, okay, which is the brain is enclosed by the skull. Tama, di ba ako? Malaki talaga yung ulo ko. Yan. Ito po talaga yung yung airport. Yan. Yan. So we have yung brain po is enclosed with the skull and the spinal cord po is enclosed by the vertebral column. Oh, si yung si spinal cord po hindi po si backbone yon. Kasi nga, minsan ganito tinatanong ko yung mga estudyante ko, ano ba yung spinal cord? Backbone, sir. Backbone, sarap talaga suntukin. Sarap suntukin. Yung spinal cord po, dumadaan po yan doon sa, yun, ito yung backbone, right? Yung backbone po, meron siya yung parang ganyan, yung parang butas na ganyan. So yung butas na yan, diyan po dumadaan si spinal cord. The spinal cord po ay composed of a lot of million of nerves. Yon. Okay? Yun. Oo. Yun. Western Union. Okay. And then next is, tapos na tayo sa central nervous system. So another division naman ng nervous system is the peripheral nervous system. You know what, guys? That's why I like to teach animal science. Kasi talaga nare-rate ako. Kasi you know what? When I was child, I'm dreaming to become a doctor. Yan, I'm dreaming to become a doctor. Nire-relate ko sa doctor kasi human and animal anatomy and physiology almost the same. However, nagkakaiba lang po sila sa structure. Kasi hindi naman apat ang paa ng tao, di ba? So, dalawa lang naman ang ng tao pa. Yun. Dali lang ha. Sige lang. Sorry ah. So, nawala tayo eh. Andun na tayo sa excitement eh. Okay. Dali lang. Okay, so let's continue. So, okay, so ano nga ba ibig sabihin ng peripheral nervous system? So, peripheral nervous system po is composed of nerves that emerging from the central nervous system. Okay, so galing sa nervous system yon, galing sa central nervous system. So, there are actually two division of peripheral nervous system. We have somatic and we have autonomic or visceral peripheral nervous system. So let's start first with the somatic nervous system. Okay, so pag somatic nervous system, which means, okay, pag somatic peripheral nervous system, okay, pag sinabi dyan, ito yung the one that is for skeletal muscles. Yun, ito yung skeletal muscles, yun, sa skeletal somatic. Okay. For skeletal muscles, yan, skeletal muscles, joints, and tendons. Okay. And then also for that's for somatic. Okay. So the supplies, okay, the supplies and the received fibers of the somatic peripheral nervous system, no, to and from the skin, skeletal muscles, joints, and tendons. Okay? So, kasama pala dito yung skin. Okay? Hindi lang siya sa skeletal muscles, joints, and tendons, but also sa skin. Okay? So, somatic brings about quick adjustments of the muscles to change in the environment. Okay? So, somatic brings about quick adjustments of the muscles to changes in the environment. Pag sinabi namang autonomic visceral, okay, autonomic or visceral, actually meron din siyang dalawang division. Ang autonomic or visceral, okay, autonomic or visceral, it means that supplies and receives fibers to and from smooth muscle, okay? From smooth muscle, cardiac muscle. So, nare-receive din sila ng mga supplies and receives fibers from supply muscle, smooth muscle, cardiac muscles, and glands. Okay? Smooth muscles, cardiac muscles, and gland. Magkaiba. Pag sa somatic, nare-receive ang fibers and supplies, receive fibers and from smooth muscles, joints and tendons. Tendons ba yan? Yan. Joints and tendons. While autonomic, okay, autonomic naman or visceral, nare-receive ang fibers and other messages, supplies from the somatic. Yan. So smooth muscle, cardiac muscle, sa heart po yan. Kasi from the word itself, visceral, visceral, sa heart po yan. Cardiac muscle and then glands. Okay, sa mga glands, pineal glands, yung ganun. Okay, so that is peripheral, yan, nervous system. Now, in the autonomic nervous system or the visceral has also two division. Okay, meron siyang dalawang division which is parasympathetic and sympathetic. Okay, parasympathetic division and sympathetic division. Ito, Okay, makinig mabuti muna kay sir. Okay? We have parasympathetic. Pag sinabing parasympathetic, normal breathing. Yan. Ano nangyayari sa'yo ngayon? Normal breathing pa ba? Or kinakabahan ka ba? Kasi malapit ng exam. Actually, while we are listening, that is what we call normal breathing. Yan. Inhale, exhale. Normal breathing po yan. Pag sinabi nating sympathetic, which means ito po yung tinatawag nating fight. The 3F. Fight, flight, and fright. Yan. So that is sympathetic. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Sympathetic only activates pag may emergency. Yan. Only activates pag may emergency. Are you familiar with adrenaline rush? Kilala niyo ba si adrenaline rush? Yon. Si adrenaline rush, pag alam mo nasusunog na yung bahay mo at saka bagong bili yung ref mo, kahit gaano pa kabigat ang ref mo, kaya mong dalhin palabas. That is because of your sympathetic. Sympathetic. Okay, that is sympathetic division under nervous system, peripheral nervous system. No? It means adrenaline rush pala. Adrenal na lang ako akin. Adrenaline rush po talaga si adrenaline rush. So, adrenaline rush can only be activated pag may emergency. Yun. Pag may emergency or nakaka-feel ka ng stress. Yun. Anxiety. Yun. That is sympathetic division. Okay, another example of parasympathetic and sympathetic. Yun. Pag nag-away kayo ng asawa mo, like, pag nag-away kayo ng asawa mo, ikaw ngayon ay, talagang hindi ko hindi ko talaga maiwasan, talagang nafe-feel ko talaga yung ng flesh ko, ganon, yung nanginginig yung flesh mo, kinakabahan ka, mabilis yung heartbeat mo, no, you are being sympathetic. Okay, there's a fight, flight, fright na nangyayari. Okay, so that is sympathetic. Okay, so pag best example din sabi ng estudyante ko, sir, pag nakita mo daw yung niya, pagka-uwi daw galing, pag umuwi ka ng bahay, pag nakita ka ng asawa mo galing ka trabaho, yon, sympathetic daw yon. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, yung example, pagdating mo doon ng trabaho, tapos nakita ka ng asawa mo, nakita mo yung asawa mo nagiinom ng coffee, tapos bigla ka nagbukas ka sa door, tapos sabi mo, hello, Papa, gano'n. Tapos, tanggal ng clothes, sympathetic daw tawag doon, meaning aggressiveness. Pag aggressiveness, mataas na yung heartbeat mo. Ganon, aggressiveness, mataas yung heartbeat mo. Come on to daddy. So, imbis para sympathetic si daddy, naging sympathetic, come on. Yung ganon. So, yun, nagkakaroon na ng sympathetic na nandun na yung fight, flight, fright. Nagets ninyo? Ganon. Parang ganon din siya. Okay, so, gets niyo yan. Pag nakikita mo si crush mo, di ba? Una-una, normal ka lang sa daan, para sympathetic ka muna sa daan, tapos, nung nakita mo na si crush mo, dumaan si crush mo, oh my God, kinabahan ako kay crush, nandiyan si crush ko, ganun. It's like a sympathetic. Sympathetic po. Biglang bumilis yung heartbeat mo, nakita mo si crush. Ayun. So, that is sympathetic. Sympathetic only activated when there is a rush. Yun, adrenaline rush. Nakakarga mo yung ref mo pag may sunog ng hindi mo alam. Kasi mas importante ang ref. Kinarga mo yung ref na kahit hindi mo naman kaya, nung pinasok sa bahay mo, 3-4 na tao ang nagkarga. Nung nagsunog, kaya mo nang dalhin mag-isa. Yun po, adrenaline rush po yun. Sympathetic po tawag doon. Okay? Nagets ninyo? Lalo na pag lalaki, ganyan, talaga makakarga yan. Kahit freezer pa yan. Kayang kargahin yan. Okay. So that is what we call nervous system. Yan lang pag-uusapan natin sa nervous system. Did you get it? Okay. Sorry, baka abot tayo ng 12 ha. Magtaka kayo, sir, bakit napaka-plain ng ng slides mo, you only have the title. This is the only thing I know na mas madaling ma-retain at madaling matutunan ng estudyante pag ang teacher nagsusulat. Yon. Pag ang teacher nagsusulat, you want to see my writings on the board, napupuno ko lagi yung board namin dito sa school. Kasi kailangan ko yung punuin. Sabi ko ganun. Kasi the way siya punuin, parang yung utak mo, imagine, napasok pala yung lahat sa utak ko. Ganon. Tapos yung utak mo ngayon, mas maganda ng mas nare-retain na ng utak mo. Ito yung dinrawing ni sir, hindi ko makalimutan yon. Iba kasi yung like, na-drawing na siya sa flash na agad. Na-flash na agad siya na drawing. Kaysa sa dinrawing talaga. Yon. Mas maganda yung dinrawing talaga. Kasi naalala mo, ay hindi, dinrawing yun ni sir, ganito yun eh. Tapos may sinulat talaga yun ni sir, ganito yun eh. Ganon. So yun ang pinakamaganda. Na-observe ko talaga yan. Kasi guys, hindi tayo tulad ng mga honor students, no? Kasi yung mga honor students kasi, madali lang po yan sila makaka-catch up. Yung mga madali lang agad makakapag-understand sa isang tanong, sa isang topic, madali lang po. Yun, hindi po tayo katulad sa kanila. Hindi po tayo pare-pares ng mga utak, no? So that's why I'm trying to, hindi naman ako para sa utak ninyo, ganun. I'm trying to get your attentions by doing this. Yan. So that's the only thing I know na mas madali siyang gawin. Kasi even elementary students, kasi nag-tutor din ako, mas madali sa kanya pag ginaganito ko. So, ganito din ang ginagawa ko sa inyo. Hindi naman sinasabi na spoon feeding like elementary na rin ang turo. Hindi naman ganun. Mas maganda kasi yung ganito, yung nagsusulat talaga. Okay? Parang board na din. Pagpasensyahan nyo na si sir, ha? And then next is indoctrine system. Diyan na naman si sir. Plain na naman yung kanyang slides. Oo, sanay na ako ng ganyan. Kaya wag na kayo humingi ng slides. Wala din laman ang slides. Walang laman ng slides. Wag kayo humingi. Okay, so ayan. So pag sinabing endocrine system, no, there's a study called the study of the hormones, or the study that is physiology that dealing with the coordination and the various body tissues and the chemical mediators or the chemical activators, and that is what we call endocrinology. Okay? Just me, parang nagbaburp ako. Endocrinology. Pag sinabi endocrinology, ito yung branch of physiology that dealing with the coordination of various body tissues. Okay? Various body tissues by chemical mediators produced by restricted areas of the body. So, meron talaga specific areas of the body na nagpo-produce ng ganitong hormone. Listen carefully. This one, 100% lalabas ito sa board exam. Okay? 100% lalabas ito sa board exam. Kasi laging lumalabas. Every year, present ito. Okay? So, we have also what we call hormone. Ayan. Hormone is a unit that called in the study of endocrine system. Okay? A hormone is a substance. Okay? Or chemical mediator. Minsan, sa akin talaga, for me kung ano lang siguro ako, no? Kung yung gumagawa lang din ng study. For me, ang hormone is also a chemical activator. Din siya ang hormone. So, chemical mediator siya. Chemical mediator. And then, yan, mediator po siya. Kasi without this hormone, parang hindi makakapag-produce or hindi mababalance yung yung condition natin without hormones. Ayun. And then, pag sinabing hormones also, that is substance. It is a substance or a chemical, okay, or a chemical mediator. Okay, a substance or a chemical mediator. Okay, so that is a hormone. So, wag kalimutan ha, that is a hormone. Okay, so there are also classification of hormones that according to composition. We have polypeptides. Okay. Polypeptides. Yan. Polypeptides. Ma-expert na talaga ako magamit ng ganito talaga, mouse. Ayan. Polypeptides. O, pag sinabing polypeptides, peptides, from the word itself, peptides. Yan. Poly, madami. Peptides, that is amino acid. Okay? It is the chains of amino acids. Ibig sabihin, madaming amino acids. Pag sabing chains, ibig sabihin dikit-dikit of amino acids. Okay? Change of amino acids. And then, each less than 100 amino acid long. So, hindi siya bababa ng 100 amino acid. Okay. Example, yung insulin. That is also a polypeptides because the insulin helps no? The control the glucose levels in the blood, 'di ba? Kasi nga saan dumadaan yung mga hormones? Again, dumadaan ang hormones sa bloodstream. Saan dumadaan ang hormones? Sa bloodstream. Diyan po dumadaan si blood hormones. Hindi siya like shortcut. Hindi siya like, sir, pag nandito ba sa hypothalamus, diretso na ba siya doon sa kidney? Hindi. Dumadaan po talaga siya sa bloodstream going to the kidney. Okay? Bloodstream po ang pinagdadaanan ng mga hormones. Okay? Nagets ninyo? Pag sinabi nating glycoprotein, okay, glyco, from the word itself, yan, mali pala. Okay, glyco. Pati ako haggard na din, no? Lahat tayo mga haggard tayo. Walang iwanan. Haggard lahat. Haggard ang teacher, haggard ang lahat. Okay. So pag sinabing glycoproteins, it means that it is a polypeptides, no? It is a polypeptides chain longer than 100 amino acids that attach to a carbohydrate. So longer than, kung ito, less than 100, okay, less than 100 amino acids, the glycoprotein is a polypeptide chain. Kung dito polypeptide chain of amino acids, ang glyco, madami. So, ang chain niya is yung mga polypeptide. Ito, ang chain niya. Okay, polypeptide ang mga chain niya, and then it's longer than 100. So greater than 100 amino acids. And always remember that glycoprotein is attached to carbohydrates. Okay, it is attached to the carbohydrates. Always remember that glycoprotein is attached to the carbohydrates. Example. Okay? Example, yung follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. Yun. Follicle stimulating hormone and follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone is used in the reproductive organ of the female, if I'm not mistaken. Also, meron din yan sa lalaki, luteinizing hormone. So, sa babae, sa common na lang, yan popular talaga na sa babae, sa estrus cycle. Yon, estrogen cycle pala, estrogen cycle. Andun yung mga secrets of luteinizing hormone, secrets of follicle stimulating hormone. So, later on, we will discuss that. Okay? Next is number 3, the amines. Amines forevermore. Ayan. So we have the amines ba yun? Or amine. Ewan ko lang basta amines, amines. Ewan ko lang. So amines is a hormones. It is an hormones that derive from the amino acids tyrosine and tryptophan. Yan. Si amine po ay isang hormones that derive from amino acids. From amino acids na tyrosine and tryptophan. Okay, tryptophan. Tryptophan. Okay, so example is we have the adrenaline and non-adrenaline or epinephrine or non-epinephrine. Yun, pwede din yun. Under amines. Okay, and we have steroids. Yan, steroids. Okay, si steroids naman, okay, si steroids po, it is a lipids derived from cholesterol. Lipids po na nanggaling, derives from cholesterol. Lipids that from or derives from cholesterol. Example, yung corticosteroids, no? Secreted from the adrenal gland, balance solutes such as glucose and salt in the body. So, si steroids po, yung lipids are coming from cholesterol. Okay. So, may binanggit ka po kaninang epinephrine tsaka non-epinephrine. Okay, ganito yon. Saan ginagamit sa epinephrine and non-epinephrine? Si epinephrine po at tsaka non-epinephrine, there are hormones also. Okay, example, ganito. Pag mangyari na biglang may emergency, ganon. Pag may emergency, biglang, ano tawag doon? Ano term yan ha? Hindi ka mapakali. Yun, hindi ka mapakali, like, ang na-anxiety ka. Ganon. So, yun. Ang sinasaksak nila ay epinephrine. Isa din yun. Okay. So, example, biglang tumaas yung heart rate mo. Ganon. So, nagkakaroon ka ng vasoconstriction. Opo. So, basta epinephrine po pag talks about adrenaline rush. Pag tumaas yung adrenaline mo, ang sinasaksak sa'yo, epinephrine. Yun. Okay? Kasi ang epinephrine is an emergency hormone also na kailangan sasaksak sa'yo para maging stable yung iyong heart rate tsaka yung condition mo. Okay? Now, let's proceed to hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is actually part of the brain. Pero bakit hindi natin diniscuss kanina, sir, sa nervous system? Wag na. Dito na natin i-discuss yun. Okay? We know naman that the nervous system is composed of the brain, cerebellum, cerebrum. Okay? So, hypothalamus. Alam ko naman na alam nyo na yun eh. Pineal glands, hypothalamus. Yan, si hypothalamus. Yan. Favorite ko yan si hypothalamus. Alam niyo kung bakit favorite ko si hypothalamus? Kasi si hypothalamus for me ito yung ito yung part ng brain na grabe yung niya, yung function niya. Okay? Okay, first, let's start first. The hypothalamus is essential component of the endocrine system. O, di ba? Sabi ko, ito yung favorite part ko kasi hypothalamus. Kasi nga, importante talaga yung kanyang function sa endocrine system. Okay? So, the first function talaga ng hypothalamus is to control the autonomic nervous system. Yun. To control the autonomic nervous system. Bakit to control the autonomic nervous system? Kasi nga, ganito, pag tumaas yung blood pressure mo, ayun, sa blood pressure mo, it is the hypothalamus na nagpo-provide ng hormone na para mag-control sa blood pressure mo. Okay? Sige. Para mag-control sa blood pressure mo. Kaya nga 'di ba, pag may high blood ka, you are not allowed to yung i-massage yung likod mo dito sa may tangkugo, yan diyan, sa may neck, bawal na bawal po yan kasi andyan po si hypothalamus. Okay? It is just beside the cerebrum or the true brain or the true brain, yun. Small brain, ganun. So, ayun. So, hypothalamus po, bawal po talaga pag may blood pressures. Kasi hypothalamus, siya po yung nagko-control ng blood pressure. Okay? Isa po yun. That's why it is controlling the autonomic nervous system. Lalo na yung heart rate mo, yan, sa hypothalamus ang nagko-control niyan. Okay? Sa kahit sa hayop, yung ganun din. Then, when it comes to the reception of sensory impulses from the vice versa, si hypothalamus din yun. Yung nakaka-feel ka ng sakit, si hypothalamus din po yun. Okay? And meron pa, intermediary between the nervous and endocrine system. So, intermediary siya. Bakit? If ever na hindi makaka-provide si ganito na part ng endocrine system, si hypothalamus ang nagpo-provide. Okay? So, pag sino ang may kakulangan, siya ang nagpupuna ng kakulangan. Okay? And then we have also the hypothalamus is the one also that controlling our body temperature. Okay? Siya din ang nagko-control ng body temperature. And also, siya din nagre-regulate of what we have with what we intake in our body. Regulation of our body intakes. Okay? At the same time, if we feel like thirsty, yun, like gusto ko uminom, like yung parang natithirst ako, like uhaw ako because of hypothalamus po yan. No? Kasi yung hypothalamus is the thirst, okay, thirsty center, yun, uhaw center. Ganon, si hypothalamus po yun. Okay, and then also si hypothalamus is part of the limbic system's emotions such as rage and aggression. Nung nagkakaroon ng aggression or pagtaas ng emotion na, si hypothalamus din po yun nagko-control. Hindi lang si heart, but also si hypothalamus na nagko-control ng emotions and aggressions ng isang tao. And then, or sa hayop din, ganun, sa hypothalamus. And also, hypothalamus is part of reticular formation. Okay? Aside from that, si hypothalamus is also used to provide water balance. Yun, water balance sa ating kidney. Okay, so ang pinoprovide ni hypothalamus is vasopressin. If I'm not mistaken, it's vasopressin. Vasopressin. Vasopressin, it is actually needed by the kidney for the maintenance or for the balancing of the water. Kasi 'di ba sino ang naga-filter and naga-balance ng water sa katawan natin, 'di ba si kidney. 'Di ba? So yun. So galing kay hypothalamus, magpo-provide sa hypothalamus ng vasopressin. Aside from that, sa hypothalamus also nagpo-provide ng growth hormone. Ano ba 'yon? Somatotropic? Ano ba 'yon? Term nun?
Somatotropic, sir.
Somatotropic or growth hormone or stimulating hormone or growth stimulating hormone or the GSH, yon, somatotropic. Yon. So that is under hypothalamus. Okay? So in the hypothalamus, you have pituitary gland and sa hypothalamus, merong pituitary gland tsaka hypophysis. Okay? So magkaiba po yun. Merong pituitary and gland and then we have anterior, ganon. Okay? So always remember that. Ha? Pag sa hypothalamus, marami talagang function si hypothalamus. And aside from that, when it comes to growth hormone or the somatotropic hormone, makinig, I want you to chat down while, kasi hindi na ako kasi matagalan tayo. Yun. So si somatotropic hormone tsaka si growth hormone is usually the target organ niya is yung bone tsaka muscle cell. Yun yung target organ niya. Kasi si somatotropic hormone tsaka si growth stimulating hormone, ang nagpapproduce kasi siya ng calcitonin. If I'm not mistaken, that is calcitonin which is rich in calcium. Yun, nagpo-produce ng calcium for the growth, for the bone. Yun. Okay, so si growth stimulating hormone is also promotes growth for the long bones, di ba? Pag bata pa tayo, kailangan natin ng gatas-gatas para maging mature yung ating bones, para mag-grow yung mature natin. Yung long bones before the epiphyseal. Okay? So, pagkabata, tapos nag-fuse into adulthood. So, pag stimulates body growth through protein synthesis, like stimulates lipolysis, stimulates secretions of IGF, and we have inhibits actions of insulin or carbohydrates and lipid metabolism. Okay? But, there is an oversection of the stimulating somatotropic hormone. Okay? There is a oversecretion of the somatotropic hormones in human. Okay? Pag example, gigantism. Yon. Gigantism when happened before adulthood. Gigantism happened before adulthood. Bakit ka nagkakaroon ng gigantism? Ibig sabihin, there's an exist of somatotropic hormone. Okay? Pag merong exist of somatotropic hormone or growth hormone, nagiging gigantism ka. Okay? Or malaki masyado. Yun. So, that is happened before adulthood. Okay? And then we have also the acromegaly. Okay? Acromegaly is also happened after adulthood. Yon. So, si acromegaly, pag happen siya after adulthood, kasi nga, our bones is already matured, so hindi na siya mag-grow, no? So, ang nangyari is that, magpo-produce ng more calcium or calcitonin para sa natin ng ating bones. Yon. And then, pag nag-lack ka or nagkulang ka ng somatotropic hormone, kaya ka nagkakaroon ng sakit na dwarfism. Okay? Kahit sa hayop, ganun din, dwarfism. Pag may dwarfism, ibig sabihin, lacking ka or deficient ka sa somatotropic hormone. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, deficiency during the growth development. Lacking or deficient ka sa somatotropic hormone. Deficient ka. So, that is dwarfism. Okay? Nagets ninyo? So, kung malaman ko, nagets ninyo. So, habang nagsasalita ko, hopefully, nagte-take down notes kayo. Pero pag hindi nyo maabutan si sir, pwede nyo i-stop, pause, balik, pause, gano'n. Payback nyo lang. Okay, basta wag nyo lang skip ang ads. Wag lang skip ang ads. Okay.
May trabaho ko pa naman.
Okay, next. Okay, next na tayo. So, we are done with the hypothalamus. Okay, so next is we have the thyroid gland. Okay, under endocrine system pa rin. So we have thyroid gland. Okay, erase natin yung lahat. We have thyroid gland. Saan ba nakikita si thyroid gland? Si thyroid gland or parathyroid gland. Thyroid gland, tsaka si parathyroid gland
Tayo na ng
ay
tao dito, ma'am.
natatagpuan po yan, ay nakikita po yan sa my neck. Okay? Saan? Sa neck. Okay? Sa neck po yan natatagpuan or nakikita si thyroid gland or parathyroid gland. Okay? Example, pag nagkaroon ng goiter, yun. Pag nagkaroon po ng goiter, it means that there is a deficient in iodine. Yun. Pagkaroon ng, yun na lang sasabihin ko sa inyo ha, para kasi mga ganyan naman din lumalabas sa exam eh. Pag nagkaroon ka ng deficient sa iodine, may tendency na magkakaroon ka ng goiter or ang hayop magkakaroon ng goiter. Okay? Pag nagkakaroon ng ng goiter, ibig sabihin lack ka or deficient ka sa iodine. Okay? So also, yung thyroid gland din po natin ay nagpo-produce siya ng calcitonin. Okay, nagpo-produce din po siya ng calcitonin and thyrocalcitonin para po in response to the stimulations ng parathyroid gland. Okay, so hindi lang siya iodine ang nagpo-produce si thyroid gland, but also calcitonin, no? Calcitonin din 'yan. Okay, di ba napapansin niyo yung mga matatanda? Pag ang mga matatanda pag matanda na sila, less na talaga sila magsalita kasi nga mas ipe-preserve nila yung kanilang boses para doon sa hormones na calcitonin na kailangan ng katawan nila kaysa magsalita sila ng magsalita. Ganon. And always remember, pag sumobra ng thyroid secretion, okay, pag sumobra po kasi ng thyroid secretion, may tendency na magkakaroon ng nervousness. Yun. Nervousness, tapos mag-exist yung heat mo. Pwede kang lagnatin. Yun. Okay? So, isa din yun sa mga example. Pag hypothyroidism naman, okay, yun, simple goiter, lack of thyroxine secretion due to iodine deficient in diet. So, ang tawag talaga sa simple goiter ay hypothyroidism. Hypothyroidism, ibig sabihin you are lacking or deficient in iodine. Okay? Hopefully, na-gets nyo yan. So, si thyroid gland, no, hindi lang siya iodine ang stimulates niya, but also, it stimulates the production of the thyroid hormones, which is the T3 and the T4. Okay? T3 and the T4. Kay thyroid glands po yan. Thyroid 3, thyroid 4. Ganun po yan. Okay? That maintain size of follicular cells increase in metabolism. So, kasama pa rin din po si thyroid gland sa metabolism. Okay? Kaya nga kailangan siya ng calcitonin. Nag-secrete din siya ng calcitonin. Okay? Next is still under endocrine system. Okay? Under pa rin po ng endocrine system, we have what we call the adrenal. Okay? The adrenal gland. Okay, so the adrenal gland, we have adrenal cortex tsaka adrenal medulla. Okay, si adrenal gland, sa loob, sa labas pa, sa loob, cortex. Yeah. And then medulla sa loob. Okay, so we have adrenal gland that is divided into cortex and medulla. So, generally located at the anterior part of the kidney. Saan siya nakikita? Sa anterior part of the kidney. Ibig sabihin, ito yung kidney. Yan. Andito si anterior. Andyan si adrenal gland. So what is the purpose of adrenal gland? The purpose of adrenal gland, cortex, ay nagpuproduce po siya ng aldosterone. Okay? Yung aldosterone po, kailangan po yun to regulate the mineral metabolism. Okay? And the water balance. Okay? Si aldosterone, okay, sa adrenal gland, medyan si aldosterone. Okay? Si aldosterone po, siya yung hormone na nagre-regulates ng mineral metabolism and water balance. Okay? Mineral metabolism and water balance sa katawan. Okay? And then, regulates po siya ng sodium metabolism by reabsorbing sodium from the kidney tubules. Saan parte sa kidney tubules? Sa zona glomerulus. Yan. Zona glomerulus. Okay, so also, si glomerulus, dyan din po ang tinatawag na filtering of water and acid base. Yon, tinifilter niya si acid base tsaka si water. Yon. So, dyan po yan matatagpuan. Okay? And we have epinephrine. Yun ang sinabi ko, epinephrine, number 2 hormones, increase heart rate. So, epinephrine po ay, so ganito, we have aldosterone. Sa aldosterone po ay, sinesekret po yan ni adrenal cortex. Adrenal cortex. Okay? Si epinephrine naman ay, sinesekret po yan ng adrenal medulla. Okay? Adrenal medulla. Ayan. Okay? So, we also have non-epinephrine. Yung non-epinephrine po, siya po yung non-epinephrine. Siya po yung nagme-maintenance sa blood pressure. Maintenance of blood pressure. Si non-epinephrine. Sa tao, ang non-epinephrine para ma-maintain yung blood pressure. Example, mataas yung blood pressure mo, yun, pag pag na-admit ka, tapos mataas yung blood pressure mo, hindi ka pwede operahan, ini-injectan ka ng Hydra. Hydra ang tawag doon. Yung parang bottle siya, tapos tanggalin mo yung ng bottle, tapos sa syringe, tapos isaksak doon sa IV line. Ang tawag po doon ay Hydra. Masakit talaga yun sa ulo. Oo, kasi nga, nakikipag-fight siya doon sa blood pressure mo. Non-epinephrine po ang tawag dun. So yun, sasakit talaga ang ulo mo doon. Yun. Kasi yung mama ko laging nagre-reclam. Sabi ko, ganyan ma'am, talaga Hydra, ma'am. So wala na ba iba talaga? Baka pwede ka mag-recommend. Ha? Hindi ako doctor, hindi ako nurse. Okay. Sabi ko talaga, Hydra talaga sinasaksak. Oo. Kasi nagpa-tablet na lang din kami after. Sa tablet, ganun din. Non-epinephrine din yun eh. May Hydra din kasi na tablet, ganun. So sabi ko, ganun din parang kalabasan. Yun. So that is what we call epinephrine and non-epinephrine. Sila ay provided or secrets ng adrenal medulla. Okay? So another hormones na naman is pancreas. Okay, so this one, kasi lumalabas ito sa board exam, ang pancreas. Another hormones that we have is the pancreas. Okay? Si pancreas po ay parang leaf-like. Okay, leaf-like po, naka-connected po siya sa small intestine, specifically in the duodenum stage. Okay, pag si pancreas po kasi, nasa duodenal loop po siya ng digestive system. Okay, so, in the pancreas, no, si pancreas po ay nagpuproduce ng 2 beta cells. Okay, so what are those 2 beta cells? We have the insulin and the glucose. Yun po ang glucagon, sorry. Insulin tsaka glucagon. Okay? Insulin and, insulin and glucagon. Okay? So, the use of insulin, okay, saan ba ginagamit si insulin? Okay? Si insulin po, ginagamit siya to control your sugar level. Okay? To control sugar level. Okay? Si glucagon naman, ginagamit po siya to provide sugar. Okay? Pag nagkulang ka ng sugar, si glucagon po yun nagpo-provide nun. So, meron silang mga disadvantages and advantages din. Okay? Pag nag-exist ka sa insulin, pag nag-exist ng insulin na in-inject sa iyo, okay? Anong magkakaroon? Magkakaroon ng hypoglycemia. Okay? Magkakaroon ng hypoglycemia. Pag nag-exist ang insulin. Okay? Pag lack of insulin ka, that's the time that you are going to experience diabetes mellitus. Yan. Sakit po yan. Okay? Lack of insulin, no, magkakaroon ng diabetes mellitus. Okay? Now, In the glucagon also, meron din. Kung mag-exist ng production ng glucagon, pag mag-exist siya, magkakaroon ka ng, pag mag-exist ng glucagon, siyempre ang glucagon nagpo-produce ng sugar, no? Pag nasobraan ng sugar, magwo-worse ang diabetic mo. Worsens diabetes. Yan. Okay? And then, pag ano naman, sa glucagon pa rin, no? Pag nag-lack ka ng glucagon, magkakaroon ka rin ng, magkakause ka ng hypoglycemia. Okay? Magkakause ng hypoglycemia. The same pa rin sa taas. Kaso lang, exist lang siya ng insulin. Okay? Pag nag-lack ng, nagkulang ang glucagon, okay? So, may tendency po na magkakause ng hypoglycemia. Okay? So, always remember na ito po ay dapat maalala niyo po kasi lumalabas ito sa board exam. Okay? So, always remember na ang liver ay nagpro-provide po siya. Ang liver ay nagpro-provide ng bile. Tama? Tapos, nagsusstore sa gallbladder. Okay? Nagsusstore siya sa gallbladder. Si pancreas naman ay nagpro-provide ng insulin and glucagon. Okay? Okay. So, ayan. So, andito si intestine. Ayan. So, syempre, magsisikret sila. Okay? Magsisikret. Si bile, ang trabaho ni bile is parang papaitan yan siya eh. Papaitan. So, siya yung nagbibigay ng papait like lipids. Nag-i-increase sa lipids. Si glucose at saka si insulin. Si glucose ay for sugar level. Always remember, pag sumobra ka din, no, yung katawan kasi natin, yung liver natin, no, kaya niyang mag-convert ng glucagon, kaya niya i-convert ang glucagon into glycogen. Okay. Pag nag-lack ng glycogen. At kaya ding i-convert ni liver, glycogen into, ni pancreas pala, that is pancreas. Okay. Kaya din i-convert ni pancreas ang glycogen into glucagon. Ayan. Sino nga ba si glycogen? Lipids po yan. That's a lipids or fats. Yon. Okay? So, yan ay tinatawag nating endocrine system ng pancreas. Okay, this is the intestinal body, right? The duodenum. Ang laman sa duodenum po, nagsisecrete sila ng bile, aside sa glucagon, insulin, sa glycogen. Nagsisecretes din po ng intestinal juice, si duodenum loop. Para po yun for the digestion or further grinding. Yun. And we have next. So, another endocrine system. Di ba, mababa talaga yung endocrine system talaga, sir. Totoo yan. Okay, next is the gonads. Yan. Okay, the gonads. Okay. The gonads, guys, ano na lang, tapusin lang natin ang hormones, ha? Tapusin lang natin ang hormones. Kasi bukas, para makarelate pa rin tayo sa animal nutrition, kailangan ma-fresh pa ma-discuss natin ang digestive system. Okay, so mag-stop lang tayo sa endocrine system ngayon. Kasi 11 naman din, kailangan din natin magpahinga. So mag-stop tayo ng endocrine, tapos continue lang natin siya tomorrow para direct siya with the nutrition. Kasi ang digestive reproductive system should be aligned with animal nutrition para maintindihan ninyo kung saan ba talaga yung animal nutrition. Okay? Bukas yun. Okay? Kasi mas madali na lang man din yun. Kasi ang endocrine kasi mahaba talaga siya. Okay? Okay ba yun sa inyo? Para makapag-rest din tayo ng maaga. Okay, very good. And then, so we have gonads. Pag gonads, ibig sabihin we have male reproductive system and the female reproductive system. Okay? Male reproductive system and the female reproductive system. Male gonad at saka si female gonads. Pag sinabing male gonads, ano ang pinoproduce ni male gonads? Anong hormone? Testosterone. Okay? Hormone, testosterone. Okay. Okay. Ito yung testes that produced by the male gametes or the sperm. Saan specifically parts ng male reproductive system na produce ang testosterone? Sa seminiferous tubules. Okay. Seminiferous tubules. Diyan po siya ang reproduction ng testosterone hormone. Okay? Saan din siya nagsistore? After na being produced by seminiferous tubule, nagsistore po siya sa epididymis. Okay? Nagsistore siya sa epididymis. Dumadaan siya pag erection time na, pag nag-sex tapos lalabas na siya, dumadaan siya sa vas deferens. Okay? Si vas deferens ay parang kanal, doon siya mag-swim hanggang lalabas siya doon sa penis. Okay? Sa penis. So that is under male gonads. Okay? That is testosterone produced by the male. So, ganon. Yung makita niyo mga bakla na angkol pa rin ang buka, like hindi naman sa kasi though I'm LGBT, pero yung may yung bakla na mahaba ang buhok tapos yung mukha angkol pa rin, like lalaki pa rin, angkol tuloy. Yun, no? Ibig sabihin po, malakas po yung hormone testosterone nila. Oo, malakas po yung hormone testosterone. But they are also taking pills para lumaki yung kanilang mammary gland. Yun. So, pero walang gatas yun, walang milk, walang secretion of milk. Okay? So, yun. And then we have also female gonads. Female gonads or the female reproductive system. Okay? Pag sabing female gonads, ito yung tinatawag nating ovary ng babae. Okay? Or ova or egg. Okay, so dito testes or sperm. Okay, sperm. Ang dito naman sa baba ay ova, ovary, or ova, secretion of the egg cell. Okay. Okay, so ovary. Okay, the ovary produces the female gametes. Okay, always remember that the ovary produces the female gametes. It produces estrogen. Ano ang pinaproduce ng female ng ovary? Nagpo-produce po siya ng estrogen. Nagkakaroon lang po ng estrogen pag during the estrous cycle po in heat period. Okay, in heat period na siya. There's a striking of estrogen no pag nagkaroon ng ano tawag doon? Pag nagkaroon ng ano ba term noon? Nakalimutan. Edema of vulva. 'Yon. Pag nagkaroon ng edema of vulva, nagkakaroon ng striking of estrogen. Meaning, that's the best sign na, okay, that's the best sign na it's either, that's the best sign na ready na siya to mate. Okay? Ready na siya to mate. No? Nagkakaroon ng edema of vulva. May lumalabas na striking of the estrogen. Ibig sabihin, ready na talaga siya to mate. Yun. So, yun, that's the best sign, no, of pag magme-mate ha, iba din po yung pagpanganak. Iba din po yung best sign sa pagpapanganak. Yun. Yun po. So, yun, we have estrogen na pinoproduce ng or sinesecretes ng female gonads, okay, or ng ovary, okay, then we have also the progesterone, okay. The progesterone from the corpus luteum to maintain pregnancy and to develop alveoli and to the mammary gland. Progesterone also, no, para saan ang progesterone? Actually, preparation na po siya for mammary gland sa mga buntis. Progesterone, yan. Teron, yan. So, para siya, for development of mammary gland, and at the same time, maintenance of the pregnancy. Yon, maintenance of pregnancy. Yun, parang hindi mahulog ang bata. Yon, hormone, progesterone, yun. Okay? Also, ang estrogen po, mapapansin niyo yung babae pag nagme-mens, masakit yung kanilang mammary gland because of your estrogen. Because of your estrogen. Masasakit yung pag masakit na yung yung inyong mammary gland, yung nipple ninyo, mafe-feel niyo yan eh. Mafe-feel niyo. Ay, parang ako. Sorry. Parang na-feel ko eh. Mafe-feel niyo yan. Kasi yung kapatid ko lagi sabi niya, masakit daw yung niya, masakit daw yung breast niya. Tapos kinabukasan, mens na siya. May mens na siya. Ganon. So sabi ko, okay, siguro nagsistrike yung estrogen mo. No, nagsistrike. Pag ganon kasi po ang mangyari, pag nag-strike po yung estrogen mo, tapos yung makaka-feel ka na parang sumasakit yung sumasakit yung nipple or mammary gland mo, ibig sabihin po, in heat period ka talaga nun. Fertile na fertile. Oh, fertile na fertile ka. Anytime, pwede kang pagpapasukan ka, pwede kang manganak. Manganak, pwede kang magkaanak. O, pwede kang mabuntis. Basta fertile ka pag ganun. Ay, parang tinuturuan na kami ni Sarah. Hindi ha. Sinasabi ko lang sa inyo, kasi mga babae ganyan yan eh. Sa mga kasabi ng kapatid ko, talaga yung breast, yung ano niya, sabi ko, baka ano yan, striking ng estrogen yan. Sabi ko, so ano striking ng estrogen, hindi niya maintindihan. Kinabukasan may mens na siya. No, sabi ko, yun. Kasi pag hindi kasi nabigyan yung estrogen, pag hindi siya nabigyan ng maga ng similya, lalabas yun na menstruation or yun na yung unfertile or infertile na ovum or egg. So kaya mabaho ang menstruation. Guess ninyo, parang bugok ang baho. Kasi yun ang egg yun siya na nabugok. Oo, egg yun siya na nabugok ba na hindi natamnan. Nagets ninyo? Oh, nagets niyo yung itlog na bugok? Oh, yung itlog na bugok, it means infertile. Ayun. Okay? So yun po ibig sabihin nun. Okay, yan po ang ibig sabihin ng gonads progesterone at saka estrogen. Okay? Always remember that. And also the progesterone is producing relaxin for the relaxation of the cervix during parturition. Si progesterone po ay nagpo-produce din po siya ng relaxin during the parturition. Nasa cervix ba na hindi agad-agad na nalalabas yung bata. Yung parang relax lang talaga, walang bleeding na mangyari. Pero kung pag may bleeding, that's normal. Okay? At saka watery, that's normal also. Basta wag lang mahulog yung bata because mahina ang kapit ng cervix ninyo. Okay? Nagets ninyo, class? Sir, para na kami nag-aaral ng Doctor of Medicine. Nag-aaral ng Doctor of Medicine. You know what? Yung na-operahan yung mama ko, actually bago lang talaga na-operahan yung mama ko. Yung nurse, gustong-gusto niya nandun ako lagi. Kasi, naintindihan ko daw pag sinabi niya na, kailangan ng sodium chloride, ganun. Alam na, yun ang sinasabi niya, hindi na siya magsabi ng dextrose, hindi na. Ang sinasabi niya yung chemical compound. Sabi ko, grabe naman talaga yan. Tapos, pag nag-explain yung doctor, iba kasi yung tanong ko. Yung tanong ko talaga is technical. Sabi ko, Doc, what happened if we are going to remove the ovary of my mother? Can she still get pregnant? Sabi ng doctor, yes, she can still get pregnant pero maselan na because of maselan na kasi nagkaroon kasi ng tahi na sa loob. So sabi ko, okay. So therefore, dapat pala siya tanggalin the entire ovarian. The entire ovary. Sabi na yes po, kasi pag hindi siya tanggalin yung entire ovary, may tendency na magiging cancer yung cyst. Okay? So, careful po tayo sa mga babae ha, na gumagamit ng Feels. Okay? Feels is also one of the reason kaya yung mama ko nagkaroon ng cyst or latu-latu. Okay, so when my mother, during nag-ultrasound siya, pinakita ni mama sa akin yung result ng ultrasound niya kasi hindi naman niya maintindihan. Sabi ng doktor, meron daw siyang something. So when I see the results, I saw it like, oh my gosh, may cyst ka kasi I saw it like may bilog talaga. Kasi marunong naman kasi ako mag-identify like sa x-rays, marunong ako pag meron kang pneumonia, yun. Kasi pinag-aralan ko yun. When I was college, meron akong binasang human, yung sa Radtech na book. Yun binasa ko. Yun, mahilig kasi ako magbasa. Yun, ngayon hindi na. Korean ang binabasa. Okay, so yun, nangyari, kailangan talaga sanggalin yung cyst or else, pwede siyang dumami. Pag dumami, buti na lang yung cyst ng mama ko nasa loob ng ovary niya. Nasa loob ng parang, tawag doon nakalimutan ko na eh. Yung site of fertilization na tawag doon? Yung site of fertilization, yung parang letter T, ganun. Ano tawag doon? Nasa dulo ng aking dila. Andun na siya, kumakalat na. Ano tawag doon?
Fallopian tube?
Ha?
Fallopian tube?
Sa fallopian tube. Andun na sa fallopian tube. Tapos sabi ng ano, marami na daw, kumakalat na yung cyst. No? So pag kumakalat yung cyst po, so may tendency na pwedeng maging cancer. Kasi nga, kasi yung cancer kasi, yung trabaho ng cancer is, kinakain niya yung flesh, tapos bubuo siya ng panibago. Kakain niya yung flesh, bubuo siya ng panibago. So sabi ng doktor, pag hindi siya maagapan, pwedeng mag-exterior, pwedeng mag-explode yung cyst. Tapos pwede siyang magdikit doon sa mga intestine. Mas delikado 'yun. Kasi pag nagdikit siya doon sa mga intestine, hindi mo na yung pwede tanggalin. Hintayin mo na lang talaga yung kamatayan. Nagets niyo? That's why mga babae, be careful of using pills. Hindi ko naman sinasabi na kailangan, it's required to, but it's careful, no? Careful talaga. So, wala tayong magawa kung ganyan. Pero careful lang po talaga tayo sa paggagamit ng mga pills. Kasi isa din po yan sa mga disadvantage. Prone po sa mga lahat ng gumagamit ng pills. Yung mama ko, mahilig na yun siya gumamit ng pills of how many years. Yun, na yung time na nagkaroon siya ng may niraramdaman siya, akala niya buntis siya. Yun, akala niya buntis siya. So, kasi nga, mafe-feel mo na may cyst ka na doon sa iyong ovary. Yes po, naglilihi ka din. Naglilihi ka, nagkakaroon ka ng hormonal change, yung nagpapangit yung mukha mo, tapos naglagi magalit ka, tapos hanap ka ng mga pagkain, yun. Iba yung pang-amoy mo. Yes po, kasi sabi ng doktor, ang tawag daw dun sa cyst na yon ay may nabuo na daw yon. Ang problema lang is, actually pwede din siya matawag na anak na din, sabi ng doktor. Ang problema is nabulok siya ng kusa at naging disease or naging pathogen siya sa loob ng fallopian tube. Yun po yun. Because of the medicines na ginagamit ng mama ko, nag-take effect talaga siya. So ayun, nakalimutan ko na sa operation na yun. Sabi ko, pinapili ako sa dalawa. Sabi ko yung isa, kasi yun ang pinaka-common, yung haba yun eh. Hydro-operational, yun. Yung parang iganon-ganon lang siya, oh. Pero tanggalin pa rin tanggalin yung parang cesarean ka din, ganon. Parang cesarean. Yun, nakita talaga namin ng isang ganito. Yun, magbi-bleeding ka talaga. So yun ha, be careful girls. Alam ko talaga yan sa inyo. Yun, be careful. At saka, doon na tayo sa reproductive system. May share din ako sa inyo doon para at least aware po yung mga babae. Bakit ka marunong sa mga ganyan, sir? Yes po, kasi both kasi sila attorney, mahilig magsabi sa akin about sa mga pangbabaeng like mga private part na mga diseases sa mga babae. Tsaka yung mama ko, mahilig sila. So kasi daw nakapagbibigay daw ako ng mga recommendation. Kasi siguro depende yan sa ano yung naibasa ko at saka experience na din at the same time. Okay, so yun, mga girls ha, be careful on that. So yun lang ngayong gabi. Okay, hopefully marami kayong natutunan, not just about animal, but also about human physiology. Ayun, so parang doktor na tayo dito, guys. Ayan, thank you very much, everyone. You are for staying with me until the end of our slides. But nasa half pa po tayo ng physiology. So tomorrow we will continue the physiology with the digestive system, reproductive system, excretory system, and then we will have the nutrition, animal nutrition. And again, the animal breeding and genetics will be discussed during the last minute review kasi dapat fresh siya kasi yun po ang pinakamahirap at saka mahirap siyang i-retain during the board examination ang animal. Tsaka mag-focus din po tayo sa computation on the last minute review. Okay? Nagbigay pa ako ng sample sa inyo, 'di ba? Nagbigay ako sa inyo ng yung questions with answers na siya. So yun po, pakiano lang ako sa inyo. Kaya na siya with answers kasi daan na po yun. Yun po ay actually bagong labas daw yun ng Nabasa ko kasi yung the entire author nun. Tapos nakita ko it is a latest questionnaire na galing sa UPLB na so yun lang. Okay? So latest questionnaire pala yun galing sa UPLB. Aside dun sa booklet na ginagamit ninyo, yung sinesend ko po sa inyo na pinapasagot ko, galing po yun doon. Okay? Kasi yung mga mga sikat na At saka meron doon isa sa mga parang isang examiner din before, like 2015 ata yun. Isa siya sa mga author ng questions na yun. Ayun. So, yun guys. Yun lamang sa ngayong gabi. And then hopefully guys, you learn a lot from me. Okay? Thank you very much. Mga kamsamida. Anyong hijyo mo sa'yo. Chayo everyone. Chara sa'yo. Ayan. Advance chokamnida. Ayan. AJ, ingat sa biyahe. Bye-bye everyone. Kamsamida. Good night. Anyong hijyo mo sa'yo. Again. Bye-bye.